through is, are the Suns done? And you can take it in a number of ways. Is the series done, or is the Suns' idea, this Ishbia microwave a championship team, done?
Well, look, I think Minnesota's going to win the series. I think they're the better team. The size is and the physicality. I've said it about Durant. Physical play can bother him. And last night, 6 for 15.
Remember
and
Jaden
McDaniel, yes.
Remember Ant-Man's quote? They were like,
I guess he was serious.
Yeah, they said, you've got Kevin Durant. He's like, we got Jaden McDaniel.
Yeah, he wasn't joking.
Yeah, they got Durant, but we got And last night, 25 points, Jaden. The thing is, Cat, isn't he 12 points last night?
Oh, he's fouling all the time.
I know, well, and that's been a problem of his. But he and Edwards haven't really gotten – Edwards' first game. Second game last night, Edwards wasn't going. So, they're not as done – I'm not even trying to start nothing – as the Lakers. Like, they have a shot.
I get what you're saying.
I'm serious. Like, Lakers, we feel like are out of it.
Well,
I think they're going to lose the Suns. But it's not like, oh, this is completely over.
They were 3-0 in the series, in the regular season series. They've got a chance.
Now,
the Nuggets are 10.
Oh, really? They play 10
The Lakers are 0-10.
Okay, let's stay on the series if we may.
As far as that's the micro. Okay. Macro, they should be done. But one, next year their payroll's over $200 million. Okay, it's the highest in the league. Bradley Beal has like 3 years, $160 million left on his deal.
With a no trade.
Right. So who's trading for that? That's going to be tough to, right?
And he has no trade.
And what they made their mistake when they traded for Beal, and I'm not even trying to diss him, but he only played 53 games, but that's not even the issue. You said it. They don't have a point guard. And I made this point months ago. They are the worst fourth quarter team in the league. Yeah. They're so bad in the fourth that their margin of their point differential is in the negative. It is more than twice as bad as the second worst fourth quarter team. All right? And it's because they don't have a point guard. A point guard isn't a guy that just can get assists because he gets double teamed. Booker is a great 2 guard. Yeah. Durant's a great 3. They can bring the ball up, same with Beal, and pass it and get assists. But a point guard directs traffic, controls tempo, gets it to the hot hand, to the right guy, where you want it in your spot. They have none of that. And that's what they have to try. They would be better with Chris Paul. And that's what I'm saying. If they hadn't made the trade, they'd have been better off with Chris Paul.
Listen, even though this series is yet to officially begin, I don't think the Suns can come back. And so I want to talk about Kevin Durant. Because I can't find across sports a real athlete comp for this career arc. So I want to do a bit, even though Wild's off the air will do a weird voice and make fun of me for doing this, a bit of history here. Year 3 for Kevin Durant. He was second in MVP voting. Over the next 5 years, he went second, fifth, second, first, and then was injured. 5 straight years first team All-NBA. From that moment forward, he's been first team All-NBA 1 time. He's finished top 5 in the MVP voting 1 time. His playoff career was Western Conference Finals, then in the finals at age 23, then in the Western Conference Finals again a couple years later, then the 3-1 lead in the conference finals a couple years after that, then the 3 years with Golden State. And then since then,
But it's been a lot of injuries. I mean, that's
Yes, there's been a lot of injuries. Like, what are we even talking about? He tore his Achilles and has been injured. He's had a lot of injuries. A lot of people don't realize how much he's missed due to injuries. Like, what do you want from him? And then he's made some bad decisions in terms of going to the Brooklyn Nets, where Kyrie was, pretty pathetic, and so was James Harden. And he literally almost willed that team to beat the champion that ended up becoming the champions of the Milwaukee Bucks. So, like, what do you want him to do? Then I keep saying Kawhi. Then Kyrie, the following season, just didn't want to play, because the whole thing with the mandates and all of that. And James Harden forced himself off the team. So you expect him to be able to do that. He also now had, a coach who was not really a head coach at the time. He got fired. And then he got traded to the Suns. And Booker has been failing in the come-time playoffs for years to come. I mean, he always plays small in the playoffs. And at this point, Kevin Durant is older now. He's older and more injured and banged up. That's the reality. Not everyone can age like Tom Brady and LeBron James. So it's just absurd that you're going to now use that against KD. Makes no sense.
Not
but it's
just
not
him,
been.
but teammates.
I get that, but so here's the. If you remember the second round series against Houston, that when he pulled his calf muscle, which led to the Achilles. Think about how long ago that was. It's 2019. Kevin Durant has won 13 playoff games since then. He has been a part of 13 playoff wins, not series wins since then. So here's the reason I set that table. A couple years ago, I didn't get in an argument, but I got in a back and forth with, I think, a brilliant NBA guy and a guy I adore, and Zach Lowe. Because Zach Lowe just kind of said flippantly, Kevin Durant is one of the 10 greatest players ever. And I was like, no. But now I'm starting to wonder, is Kevin Durant going to finish as one of the 20 greatest players ever? Because that would have been unfathomable 5 years ago to say he wasn't. So let me show you something here, because I put people in groups, Brew. So there's 9. Those are the 9 I talked about the other day. And it's not in order, but just think about it. There's 9 there. Then there's another group ahead of him. Those 6 guys are all unquestionably.
Okay. First off, what are we talking about here? Because these players all offer very different things, playing in very different eras. So to say that you don't think that Durant is possibly in the top 20, I think is insane. I understand Dr. J is iconic and great in his own right, and same thing with West and even Bird. I will take Kevin Durant any day, because of what he can do, especially we're talking about in the modern league of the NBA. Because I'm not talking about playing in different eras here. So it's just, I don't even understand the argument, and I can't even say that I 100% agree with this list. But also, we're going to put Giannis? No. To think that you'll leave Giannis up there, but then you'll take, Durant or Isaiah. Like, I'm not taking Isaiah or Giannis over Durant. Not Oscar, not Moses, not Dr. J, not West, not Bird. I mean, it's just absurd. I mean, and also it's really kind of hard to judge people like a Russell, honestly, because of the era that he did play. Obviously LeBron, Jordan, Kareem, Magic, Wilt, absolutely. Kobe, Duncan, I can get behind all of that. Shaq, Hakeem, all of those names make sense to me. But the slander of Kevin Durant is just insane. He's been injured. He tore his Achilles, and I don't think he got to have that nice fancy surgery that the other athletes are getting these days with the internal brace on it. I'm not really sure, but I don't believe so. So he didn't even have the advantage of getting the more up-to-date surgical techniques. So I just think that's insane. That is so that's just a disrespect, man.
Ahead of him. Now we're at 15. Then the group of guys with KD, like, who is he going to pass and who is going to pass him? Because if Kevin Durant does not finish as one of the 20 greatest players ever, it's one of the biggest upsets, one of the biggest, where he was tracking towards the moment he signed up to play for Golden State or the moment he left Golden State to right now. Like, it is just shocking that we're now at a 6-year run. A 6-year run of him not having a relevant postseason moment is shocking. Shocking.
Golden State that's just the key to this whole thing. If he doesn't go there, there's a great chance he doesn't even have a ring. All right, now maybe he would have went to Boston, would he have won there? But let's say he would have stayed in OKC. Maybe he doesn't have a ring. From what I've seen since then, and I'm going to give him, look, there's been a lot of injuries, not just to him, but his teammates. We joke about Brooklyn. They were hurt all the time. They never really had their big three together. Even here with Phoenix, you got a lot of injuries and stuff. But he doesn't good chance he doesn't have a ring, and that's what have moved him down. So that saves him. But had he stayed in Golden...
But that's not fair, because if LeBron James just stayed in Cleveland and didn't go to Miami and didn't hop around, LeBron James wouldn't have the amount of rings that he has either. So that's just not fair. Steph Curry wouldn't have 2 extra rings if he didn't get KD on his team. So we can't play that game with KD and none of the other players here. That's just not fair. How many rings would Magic Johnson have if he didn't get drafted and get to play alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? What are we talking about here? How many rings would Jordan have if Scottie Pippen wasn't there? And Dennis Rodman.
State and had what, 4, maybe 5 rings? He would have probably been top 10 then. So it's such an interesting
But like when
thing.
it comes from just his ability as a basketball player and how great he was, the best player on a finalist at 23 years old. Like that doesn't happen. LeBron did it. He did it. It typically does not happen. He was so great immediately, and he was first team All-NBA for a half decade, unquestioned. There was a real debate, him or LeBron, during
And he
LeBron's
got injured
prime. I didn't think
very
it was a real
quickly
debate, but it
after.
was close. It is just odd to me, this career arc the last 6 years, and I know Katie hates these discussions, and I apologize, but I like.
All right, so quickly, do you want to break up this Suns team
There's
now?
nothing to do. There's nowhere
it's
to
gonna
go.
be hard to break it up.
They're again, you're going to make the voice. They're a second apron team, so there's certain things they can't do.
Right.
Ishbia wants to win now.
I just think, though, that this segment should have been more about how good the Minnesota Timberwolves are playing. Because, you know, I mean, who are the Suns relying on right now? An old, banged-up Kevin Durant, who I said before the playoffs even started, that KD is, you know, it's too hard for him to carry a team. And that Booker doesn't step up in the playoffs. And then one of the people that they're relying on is Grayson Allen. And now Grayson Allen got injured, you know, rolled an ankle. It's like, what are we talking about? Kevin Durant's not playing with the Denver Nuggets here. He's not playing with Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., these players that are in their prime, ready to go. I think it's just kind of absurd that KD gets brought down like this, and everyone always wonders why, you know, he's so sensitive or probably struggles with depression and things of that nature, because the dude does like everything he can. He also sacrificed his career and went out to play for the Warriors in that game in 2019 against the Raptors, as I was talking to my boy from Fargo, someone in the comments on this channel, and he said, you know, we were talking about it, and it was just like, he played for 12 minutes and put up 11 points, and that was the one game that the Warriors won against the Raptors. Kevin Durant was absolutely elite. He got injured and old. That's what happens. LeBron James is so fortunate to not get injured. Okay? Some of it is the work he puts in. A lot of it is luck. It just is what it is. One of the ways KD got injured, it was, I think it was Zaza Pachulia either threw someone or got thrown into, like, his knee. And his knee went the way that it's not supposed to go. I mean, Kevin Durant has had a lot of these bizarre injuries. You know, multiple surgeries, stress fractures, which often come when your body itself is just like the core of your body, you know, written in the genes, is just not good enough. It's more of a degenerative. It can be seen as more of a degenerative thing, which is why you could see people who are injury prone. Embiid had similar injuries. When your body just breaks down just from the normal wear and tear of life, or what your career is, that's a bad sign. And it's not so much of, oh, well, if he was just stronger, he wouldn't have had that. It's not the way it works. So KD, that was just the cards that he was dealt, the hand that he was dealt. But to now use it as ammo to try to bring him down, that's insane. And get out of here with this nonsense. Who would you rather have? There's 3 minutes to go in the game. Take any player at their peak between Giannis and KD. Who would you rather have? Do not tell me it's Giannis. Do not. Giannis is doing nothing. Giannis got lucky. Was very fortunate that he was able to even win the ring that he did, because Kevin Durant didn't have Kyrie or James Harden and almost beat them single-handedly was an inch on the three-pointer, on the three-point line. So, just get out of here with this nonsense. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you think about Kevin Durant and the Suns? Are they officially done? And do you think that this is more about the Suns or more about the Minnesota Timberwolves just being a really good team? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.